With just one more ranking event before the World Championship seedings are decided, it's now time to take a look at who needs to do what in the upcoming World Open to secure a spot at this year's main event. Hello guys, welcome to Daddy and the Don Sports. My name's Phil, and in today's video we're going to take an in-depth look at the provisional end of season rankings, who needs to do what to get into the top 16 and what the provisional seedings will look like for this year's World Championships. If you do enjoy this one, please remember to like and subscribe. It really does help out the channel. But without further ado, let's take a look at these provisional rankings. So on the screen now is the top 32 as it currently stands, heading into the World Open with guaranteed prize money taken into consideration. Those with red numbers next to their name are still involved in the competition. Those with black numbers have failed to qualify for the tournament, so therefore cannot improve their rank. So just a quick look at the prize money available for the World Open. This is all important as it dictates how high a player can climb the rankings based on where they finish. So remember, these numbers, they will be important later. We'll quickly run through the list now and explain what each player has to do in order to qualify for a top 16 berth, and just implications that affect that player depending on how others perform. Starting off with Xiao Tong, who is number 1. You might see that his prize money is less than Judd Trump, Wilson, Robertson, but the fact is the defending champion is always the number 1 seed, so he is locked in that number 1 position. He's number 2 on the 1 year ranking, so he's having a very good season, but number 1 guaranteed for Xiao Tong. Judd Trump, the world number 1, is guaranteed to be the 2nd seed at the end of this season. He can't go any higher or lower, so will be your number 2 seed. Kyron Wilson, he's also locked in at number 3. Defending champion from 2 years ago, he's going to lose 500,000 ranking points this tournament unless he wins it again. Ranked number 22 on the 1 year ranking, so guaranteed number 3, but having a pretty poor year by his standards, but a guaranteed lock at number 3. Neil Robertson is number 4, he's having a fantastic year, number 1 on the 1 year money list. Didn't have any points to defend because he didn't qualify 2 years ago, so he'll be looking with a good tournament here to move up in the world rankings, but number 4 guaranteed for this year's Worlds. John Higgins is your provisional number 5, can't go any higher than 5 but could fall as low as 8th depending on those below him. He's having an average season, he's number 10 on the 1 year money list. He'll be looking to do well again in this tournament. Mark Williams is your number 6. He can go as high as number 5 if he outperforms John Higgins at the World Open. Can drop as low as 8th, similar to John, depending on those below him. He's number 6 on the 1 year list, so fairly consistent all round for Mark. Mark Selby is number 7. Pretty safe that he will stay in that position. He can go up as high as 5th, but would probably need to win the tournament to do that. And he can drop as low as 9th, but that would involve both players below him winning, coming 2nd, and him doing very poor at the World Open. So he's doing very well on the 1 year list as well, number 3. So he'll be a safe lock at number 7. Sean Murphy at number 8, another guy having a fantastic season, number 4 on the 1 year money list. Can again go up as high as number 5. Again, would need to win the tournament. Can drop technically as low as number 11, but I don't think it's quite possible because of the points differential there. Players would all have to win, come 2nd, semi-finals, and him go out in the first round. But number 8, but there are possibilities for him to move. Xiao Guidong at number 9 had a better start to the year than the end of it so far. Number 13 on the 1 year list. He can go as high as number 7. Would probably have to win the tournament to do that. And he can drop, he can be caught by as low as number 14th, but not all of them can go above him. So he's number 9 for now, but could see some movement a place or 2 up and down. Barry Hawkins up at 10 after that fantastic Welsh Open victory. Can go as high as number 8, would have to win the tournament to do that, and again can be caught by as low as 14th Mark Allen, but again not everyone between him and Mark Allen can overtake him. It's practically impossible. So number 10 for Hawkins, but could be a place or 2 either way. Wu Yiza at number 11 now having a great year himself, number 7 on the money list, made a couple of ranking finals as well. He can go as high as 8th, doesn't have to win to move up as well in some of the places. To get to 8th he will, but to go to 9th and 10th he could do that with a semi-final or runner-up position. And he can drop as low as 14th, but again, not everyone can overtake him. Chris Wakelin at number 12, another guy having a great year, number 9 on the 1 year list, can go up as high as number 9 and as low as number 14, as with most of the guys, but that would involve him either winning it to go up or players below him winning the World Open to overtake him. Ronnie O'Sullivan at number 13 can go up as high as number 9 and as low as number 14, but I have a feeling he won't enter the World Open. He hasn't officially pulled out yet, but I have a feeling his position won't move, so he could drop down below Mark Allen in 14th place if that was to happen. Mark Allen now, number 14, had a bit of a mixed year, quite inconsistent, but he has had some success over the year, so he'll be looking confident at number 14. He can drop to number 16. It's a bit complicated with Mark. He can go up as high as 9 as well, but the two below him can't add to their score. So Jai Wee and Ding cannot improve their score. The pool below that, he would need someone from Elliot Slesser, Zhang Anda or Ali Carter to win the World Open, and Bingham, Lazowski or Jones to finish in the runner-up position to put him into 16th place, but he should be a lock at 14th or 15th. CJ Wee at 15th next. He's in a difficult position because he can't add to his score, but neither can Ding, who's directly below him, so he has got that safety net. But from the pool of players below, only Bingham, Lazowski and Jones are in the top half of the World Open draw, so can't both make the final. Elliot Slesser, Zhang Anda, Ali Carter in the bottom half. So if one of those was to win the tournament and one of Bingham, Lazowski and Jones, similar with Mark Allen, were to come second, CJ Wee would be eliminated. But I think it's quite difficult for that to happen, so I think he will be a lock. Most likely at 16th place, but could be 15th. Ding Junhui next, and he's in a terrible position here. Number 25 on the 1 year list. Can't add to his score because he didn't qualify for the World Open. Bingham only needs to make the last 16 to eliminate him. He'd have to beat McGill and Wu Yiza to do that. But if he finishes in the top 16, Ding Junhui is out. If Lazowski and Jones also finish as runner-up, they'd also eliminate him. So there's plenty of opportunity for him to go out. Anyone from Elliot Slesser down can also eliminate him by winning the tournament, providing Bingham, Lazowski and Jones don't go too far themselves. So he's ranked 16th at the moment, but I think someone will knock him out. So with the top 16 qualifying automatically, the next 16, so 17 to 32, will be the top seeds for qualification. So I'm just going to run through a few names that I think could be dangerous and players that you'd want to avoid, both in the qualifying and if you're a seeded player, you wouldn't want to be drawn against any of these guys. So providing it stays the same and Ding and CJ Wee hang on by the skin of their teeth, I'm going to say that Bingham, Lazowski, Elliot Slesser, Zhang Anda, Zhu Yulong, Maguire, Gary Wilson, and I'm going to throw one out who's a bit further down, number 51, but number 24 on the 1 year money list, Chang Bing Yu. They would all be names that you'd want to avoid in qualification, and also if you were to seed, you'd be pretty nervous if you had to play one of those in the first round. We'll just chuck a couple of dark horses in there as well. Chepchaya Unnu, Aaron Hill, Stan Moody and Napon Soyankam are all players that I also think could do a bit of damage, could do well in qualifying and also cause a couple of seeds some trouble if they do make it to the first round of the Worlds. A few guys that could be in trouble when the end of season rankings are decided after the Worlds. We've already spoke about Kyron Wilson going to lose 500,000 ranking points, so could drop down as low as 6th or 7th in the world, depending on how everyone else does. We've also got Stuart Bingham. He's defending 100,000 ranking points for reaching the semi-final 2 years ago. That could significantly lower his overall rank at the end of the tournament if he doesn't progress that far. Jack Jones, he's going to disappear off of the face of the earth. He's on 400,000 ranking points at the moment. He's going to lose 200,000 of those for being the runner-up to Kyron Wilson 2 years ago. So I'm not expecting that to repeat. So he will slide down to about 50th or 60th in the world by my estimation. And you've got Dave Gilbert as well defending 100,000 ranking points for the semi-final. He's on 300. He's going to lose a third of those points. So he'll slide down the rankings as well into sort of like the 40s and 50s. So those guys have got it all to do. So we're going to look at the provisional seedings now in terms of how the playoff bracket will look. We're going to assume that CJW and Ding do hold on and qualify, but obviously if you think someone else will go in there, just replace their name with the person that you think, just for the purpose of this section of the video. So we're looking at the top quarter, and you've got Xiao Tong facing Ding in the last 16. Obviously they would both have to play a qualifier before. We don't know who the qualifier will be because it's an open draw. It's not really seeded so that you know who you're going to play. It's just a random draw, and we'll find out about 3 days before the tournament starts. So this is on the assumption that everyone makes it through against the non-seeded players, which if Ding is still in the tournament, I don't expect him to do. But for the purpose of this video, we're going to go as if they're all in the last 16. So the other part of this draw has Gudong versus Murphy. And you've got to say, if you go on form, it's going to be Tong versus Murphy in the quarterfinals. And you'd probably have to go with Tong on this one, although Murphy is more than capable of just turning it on. I think the longer format does suit someone like Tong. And you think as a defending champion, yes, you should have a good run, take advantage of the number 1 seed. And I think he'd be more than happy to be facing Sean Murphy for a place in the semi-finals. So it's all looking good for Tong in this portion of the draw. Looking at quarter 2 now, and you've got John Higgins versus Chris Wakelin as the first potential match there. And they've faced each other quite a few times. They're often on the same section of the bracket. And there have been some really ugly games in this. I don't think their styles particularly gel. And it does tend to become like quite a gritty game, which does favour John at times. But the long form might give Wakelin more of a chance to get in there with some power scoring. You've also got Ronnie O'Sullivan versus Neil Robertson. Depends what Ronnie turns up, really. I'm not expecting him to play at the World Open. I'm not expecting him to do much at this tournament, to be fair. He probably will get through against a qualifier unless he gets like a red-hot in-form Lazowski or someone like that. Do expect him to make it this far, but if Robertson plays as well as he has done this season, I'd expect him to come through that. I'm not going to say with absolute ease, but it'll be a fairly comfortable day at the office. So Neil Robertson will be more than happy with the draw that he's been given as well. Quarter number 3 next, and this is probably the portion of the draw that all the qualifiers would like to fall into. You've got a really out of form Kyron Wilson and an inconsistent Mark Allen. Depends what version of Wilson turns up. Allen would be chomping at the bit and probably be delighted to draw Wilson, considering the other informed players he could have got. But the thing with Wilson, it's a longer format. He does tend to do well in the longer style, and it's more chance to overturn a deficit. If you get behind in the first to 4, first to 6, you've got to win 4 or 5-1 down the stretch. It's very hard to do. Get behind here, you've got a couple of sessions to turn it around. Wu Yiza, fantastic opportunity for him here. If he gets Mark Williams out of the way, he'll fancy the winner of those two, and a fantastic opportunity to get to the semi-final. Wouldn't back against him. Very aggressive, very high scoring, and you've got plenty of frames. If they do go awry, he can easily rattle off 4 or 5 in a row. Wu Yiza will be very happy to be in this portion of the draw. And finally, quarter number 4, and I think if you get a couple of tasty qualifiers in this section, could be the best quarter of the draw. I think CJW would be the sacrificial lamb, but he's in between a rock and a hard place here because he either gets Judd Trump, or if he drops a place, he gets Xiao Tong. So there's not really much C can do about this. But I would be expecting Trump, and I'd probably say Selby to face each other, but I'd expect one of Selby or Hawkins to at least make it through, even against a red-hot qualifier. I think one of those will get through, and it'd be one of those against Judd Trump. And Judd Trump would really fancy this. If he was to draw one of them, he'd expect to win, especially over the longer format. I think the shorter format has let him down recently this season. Longer format, he'll be just fine. So there you have it, guys. That was my first look at the provisional seedings for the World Championships. We will review this closer when we've got the full draw and go through it in more detail. Please let me know in the comment section if you agree or disagree with any of the points that I've put across. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe, and we will catch you on the next video.